No more politics. Anyway,
No more politics. Yeah.
there we are. Come on in, folks. We see you out there. We've got some great comics to take a look at today. This is the Sunday Funnies for the 27th of October. We are live. The chat is live. We hope you're live. We're still wondering where Scott Rosema is.
Well, I mean, if there's some what's it, ghouls and ghosts out there, you're allowed this week. You can watch us this week. It's all good.
Okay. All right, we got an opening. Then we'll get into this great stuff. We're looking at Tales from the Crypt today.
Yay.
So we'll get this rolling. Here we are.
That was great. That was great. Especially the little laughter at the end.
Happy Halloween, everybody. It's that weekend. Well, it'll be the middle of the week, I guess. What is it? Next
Yeah, Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah.
End of the week.
Next Thursday. So this is as close to Halloween as we get on this show. So we're glad you're here. Like I said, the chat's open. We're going to look at some horrifically great Tales from the Crypt today. So horrifically great.
Be trying to stream on Halloween.
Pardon?
I might try to stream on Halloween.
Hallow stream?
Stuff. Yeah, I might try to stream on Halloween.
Hallowcast. Let's all do it.
I'm fine with it if you guys want to hang out with me.
I see.
Like I'll be trick or treating.
Well, you hang out with us enough, so
yeah, exactly.
We can hang out with you.
That'd be cool.
Except Glenn, he'll probably be sleeping about that time or napping at least.
Well, at least yeah. What time is it when you do that?
I'll be doing it at the same time I did my when you were on my stream at 3 p.m. Eastern time.
3 p.m. That's my 8 o'clock.
It's really Halloween afternoon. So
yeah.
For us.
But I know there's a stream on Thursday nights on the channel anyway, so I want to make sure I don't interfere with it.
Well, they might not stream just because it's Halloween. I don't know. Yeah. Folks, I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. Aerocomics.store is where you can find my stuff. And I can show some of that off here. You can pick up copies of HeroBot Zero over there. Great, fun story with a little giant robot. Paragons, great superhero story with a great twist. Everybody who's read it seems to like it. Alice in Chains. It's also kind of horrific character that I designed. You can find all that over at aerocomics.store. And if you act fast enough, there's still one or two of them left. The Shadow Kingdom book that Russ Leach and I did, faithfully adapting, I should add, a Robert E. Howard story of the same name. The first story with Cull in it. And it's recognized as the first American sword and sorcery story, the one that started the genre. So you can find the Shadow Kingdom over there just until they're gone, which is like one or two more copies. And then you could also get a beautiful hardback book edition of this over at criticalblast.com, at Amazon, and on Barnes and Noble, or any place that orders Ingram, that has an Ingram order. It's just about any bookstore over there. You can special order a hardback book for this for $39.99. And it is a lot of fun. Russ and I are very proud of the work. And it really kicks off another series of books that Russ and I are doing called The Atlantean, where we're taking this story and running with the characters and telling original tales under the title The Atlantean. And the first issue of that has about 4 more days to go on the campaign. We have well over 100, I think about 110 backers on that so far. We're really proud of it. We can't wait for you to read the story and to get into this series. It's a lot of fun. Also joining me this morning is Allison the Alley Cat. Allison, introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, I'm Allison. I'm the Alley Cat. I draw, write, do comics. And I got a Kickstarter coming up that's launching on November 1st. So on Friday. I just popped a link out there. Everybody give me a follow on it so we can check it out and get my last Sentinel. And yeah, be good. And I have my little kaiju. He's here to say hello to and to drive me nuts. Because he's good at that. He's very good at that. All right.
Yeah, I've got my cat upstairs
Oh, and he just went underneath my desk.
running around all the
That's
time.
good.
Yeah.
All right.
Also joining us this morning is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, introduce yourself.
Hi everybody, my name is Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher. I've written and published 12 books so far, such stuff like this, which details my dad's escapades on D-Day as a paratrooper. And I also like to zip around the planet occasionally. This is another book I've written and published about my trip to Easter Island. It's full of fantastic photographs of all the Moai that are on the island. Check that out. But relevant to this show, or more relevant to this show, is my book about my visits to see the great Jack Kirby at his home in 1988 and 1991. You get that? I also draw. This is from the book about my dad's adventures on D-Day.
There you are.
And I publish this occasionally, which is Comics Limited, a 100-page magazine about comics. Features articles and interviews and all the good stuff in there. So that's on Amazon too.
There's what, 15 issues of that available on Amazon right now?
There's 15 there. We're working on 16, but it's very slowly. My co-producer has not been so good, so we've sort of tailed back a bit. But if you also go to Fund My Comic, you'll be able to pick up a copy of my Hatch annotated book. Hatch is a character I've written and designed and drawn. Got lots of published and unpublished artwork in this. Just tells you about this little character.
Yeah, lots of fun.
Yep.
Lots of fun. Folks, today we're going to be looking at Tales from the Crypt. As soon as I wipe my name out here, I should probably change my Facebook over too. Do you have that problem, Allison? Does it do you run on Facebook at all?
I do. I don't seem to have that issue though.
Oh.
I have no idea. Yeah.
Every time that we set up a live stream, it always marks it private for me. There must be a special button I haven't pushed yet. I have to go in and make it public in order for anybody on Facebook to see it. So
that's kind of weird.
Come on in, folks.
Great.
We are active. Hope Russ can join us. He said he might not be able to make it. So we'll see.
My kitten's current goal is to drive me nuts.
Needs a little steering wheel. Anyway. All right. We're going to start with number 38. We're going to pick up where we left off last week.
Fantastic.
Issue 38 with that fantastic Jack Davis cover.
Yeah. We had that in the opening too.
Yeah. Very iconic. Love that cover.
That cover is amazing.
Says a lot without being very busy.
Yeah. No ambiguity on that, is there?
None.
Nope.
Even Stevie Wonder would see that.
Just enough to drive the parents crazy, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that crime and suspense one is that's a big one too. That drove people crazy. Where it has the woman's head.
Yeah.
Yes, that's quite a Is that Johnny Craig, that cover?
Yeah, it is quite a striking cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that made it into Seduction of the Innocent.
Yes. Yeah. I don't necessarily agree with that censorship that thing brought in, but I can understand why some people might be upset about stuff like that.
Well, it was a time when comics were literally growing up, and some parents couldn't grasp the fact that, that their kids, there were comics out there on the stands that weren't necessarily meant for kids, little kids, since they always assumed comic books were for little kids. So,
yeah.
Sorry, Nomad. We're looking at the Russ Cockrum collection of Tales from the Crypt. In case you're curious, it came out in the late 70s, 1979. And how this book got put together is William Gaines had a vault that had all of the original art from all of the ECs that he printed. in it, and he decided to sell the works. And before he did that, they took really good stats off of the originals of every page, and Russ Cockrum put them together in beautiful hardbound volumes that you rarely see out anymore. And that if you ever do, they're more than worth the price, whatever they're asking for. And I've seen them range from anywhere from $125 to $350 for a box set.
Wow.
Each box set had a title to it, or contained all of one title. This box set had all the Tales from the Crypt in 5 beautiful volumes, and they're hardbound. All of the artwork is in black and white, except for the covers that they went back and had the original colorist Marie Severance go through and recolor as faithfully to the originals as possible, so that you have this great experience of what the actual cover looked like. And then you get this fantastic black and white artwork inside that was in color and printed on newsprint before, but now it's printed here in black and white on beautiful white paper. So
it's lettered on one of those machines, isn't it?
This one is, yeah. I think this is hand lettered here.
Yeah.
The Crypt of Terror is a paste in photostat, and then everything else is lettered by stencil. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was pretty sure that's all stenciled.
Some beautiful ink work here by Jack Davis.
Marie, just to say and stay on the cover for a second, Marie Severin is really one of the unsung heroes of all this, isn't she?
One of the unsung heroes in comics, actually.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I mean. Because not only was she a fantastic cartoonist herself, she was a brilliant colorist and also a great production designer.
Mm-hmm.
She covered the whole thing, and she's always in the background, but nobody, well, we know who she is, but a lot of people don't know who she is. But then again, having said that, there's a lot of people like that.
She was like the Marvel bullpen for many years during their real key period, right at the start of everything. And she did the majority of the artwork on Not Brand Eck, and has done different fill-in books in the past, depending upon who could keep a deadline and who couldn't.
Yeah.
But another important thing that she did is she brought her brother into the business, John Sever,
who
has done some fantastic work. We've looked at a lot of his work over on Comics by Night in the Two-Fisted Tales volumes. This is Tight Grip, Jack Davis. A man you would think is mostly known anymore for his humor and his movie posters.
Yeah.
So
we were talking last week about these being very wordy, and this, look at that left-hand page there, that really is. And we were talking about the how professional and how talented people like Jack Davis were, only having that small amount of space to draw in, especially that third panel. There's no space there at all, yet they do that. He does that because I think we said they were supplied with the lettering in place, weren't they?
Heads cut off here. Yeah. You just do your best. They would letter it and ship it to the artist, and then with a script, and the artist would send back the completed artwork. Allison's posted the address here in the chat for her Kickstarter. Go over there, get on that list.
Please do.
Here, Matt Black. Yes, please do. It's a great looking book, by the way. It looks really good. Morning all, Matt Black Gaming. Matt's in the house. Nice to see you here. This is, or should I say afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Say, yep. Here it's 9 a.m. where Allison and I am, and it's about, 3 in the afternoon where Glenn is?
No, it's 1:15. Well, we went back an hour. We went back an hour last night. So it would normally be 2:15 at this point.
Yeah.
5 hours behind.
We're going back an hour next week, so make sure you adjust your clocks accordingly, folks.
Just before you turn over,
yes,
there's a spider on that page. Don't kill it. There's a spider on the fifth panel. See it? On the left hand there. Don't kill it. Just that's it. It's gone now.
I work out of my basement, so we have spiders and centipedes. Yeah.
We have them all over the place, but I just don't kill them. Just put them
I generally don't kill them either.
Yeah.
Only kill them when they're 15 foot tall, making funny noises.
Yep. When
Yeah,
they're
that's
large, furry, and hissing. Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, funnel web spiders, they're gonna die.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we don't have them here.
It's a reenactment of the cover from a different angle.
Oof. Ooh. Yeah, again, there's no ambiguity there, is there?
None of them.
Nope.
You know, you got to be pretty dumb to miss that.
Split. A little arm here, little arms
Oh,
there.
dear me.
Chop. Chop.
In the trunk, you got. Oh, he's chopped his hand. Oh no. Oh dear.
Oh, that's
Another part of-
fantastic.
Wilma is tossed within me, and again I slam my lid shut upon his cursed bloody paw. Apparently, the story is from the viewpoint of the chest.
That's fantastic. That's very EC too.
Right.
They've done lots of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
A lot of these stories were adapted into Tales from the Crypt episodes on the HBO series that was out. So I just learned yesterday that the model or the Crypt Keeper puppet that they had literally had the eyes of Chucky.
I didn't
in
know
it.
that. That's kind of cool.
It's pretty bizarre. Same effects house did both. They just took the eyes off of the Chucky doll and put them on the Crypt Keeper.
That's awesome. I had
Big
no idea.
blue eyes. Yeah, I didn't either. Trivia, folks. Trivia. Here we are. More great stuff. A little bit of zipatone work here from Jack on the chest itself, just to make it prominent.
Yeah.
Just enough to pull your attention to it.
Oh no, he's dropped the. Oh, their head's come out.
Yeah.
Well, hey, these things happen.
Aye.
4 years
Aye.
later.
Wouldn't that
that's
have
so good.
stunk something terrible? I think that would have stunk something terrible. Stashed it. 4 years later. Once more I lie in darkness, gathering dust.
Kaiju's trying to get my mouse pointer on the screen.
Must have been a cat. What's he doing? Is he hiding in the?
I think he's hiding out in the chest. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh dear, he's shrunk.
There you go. It's better to choke. When they finally find him, I guess the chest is shrunken down to nothing.
Yeah, and it looks like when they open it, there's another lid.
I don't understand what's happened there.
Yeah, I'd have to
Right.
reread this one.
Why has it gone small?
Because he could. The little trunk got his revenge by shrinking down on the guy, and that's all that's left of him is just this little pile of matter here and a bunch of little skin that squeezed out through the bullet hole that he shot in the chest.
Oh, that's great.
Or
That is
bits of
great.
him like spaghetti all over the floor.
Yes, that is great.
That's right, kiddies. We should have warned everybody up front. This might not be for the weak-hearted. Some of these stories can get pretty gruesome.
You know, the foul play
It
one.
says,
That one
hey.
for sure.
Hey, yeah, kiddies. Wilma's old truck shut Carl up all right. Anybody care for a foot square bone cube? Foot square bone cube. If you could find a mate for it, you could mark them with spots and have a heck of a crap game. No? Okay. I'll use it as a paperweight to hold down my next yarn till we meet again.
Look at that. I'll be shoveling off.
Okay.
Shoveling off till we meet again. Bye. Next up's the Vault Keeper. Only skin deep.
Who's doing the art on this one?
This looks like it could be Reed Crandall.
All right.
No signature though. that I see.
Uh,
I know this is Jim Craig here.
yeah,
Or
that's
Johnny
correct.
Craig, but that's pasted in. This artwork here reminds me a lot of Crandall. Let's turn the page, take a look.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with Crandall.
Crandall or Joe Orlando, maybe?
Yeah, it could be either.
I think Orlando was in the other one, or was in the previous one. So
Hmm.
it's beautifully done, though. Look at that rendering. Look at the
Mm.
shadow here on the
Yeah, look
witch's
at that
hat.
hat. Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Really well done. The black spotted shadows here, just great,
Yeah.
beautiful stuff. Here as well. So I'd have been tempted to put some texture into that road, but
Yeah, it
look at that.
doesn't need it, does it?
No, it
It's
doesn't.
great.
It's
It's
beautifully
fantastic.
worked. The moss from the trees here. You can tell it was done in the south of.
And he's on the
States.
next panel. Sorry, on the next panel, he's also left the wall open, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
Just put the curtains up, and that's it. And the panel above it, where he's pulling her through the grass, taking her through the grass. Look at the shadow on the grass.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
It is. Just great
that,
stuff.
And that lovely shadow in there, down the front, down the hips, and down the leg when he's walking. The next one, next panel there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice shapes, you know.
It's beautifully rendered.
Lovely, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is Crandall.
And look at that. Yeah,
work.
look at that. That's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing.
And that center panel, is she taking her dress off there, where in the shadow from the window, in the center panel. Wow, that's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, the silhouette work on that's great. The highlights in there, that's just wonderful.
Oh, he never sees her face.
Nope.
Oh no.
I never even saw her face. Good Lord. It's another good Lord. A lot of good lords in these books, folks.
But the curtain on it, it almost says, good, ooh, odd.
Yeah.
Just being picky there, folks.
That was done by hand.
Yeah. That's why it's got space in it.
Yeah. It does look like good Ord.
So he's never seen her.
Well, he did now.
Well,
And
it's
then
got a
even her
mask on.
face was wrong too. That's pretty gross.
Oh my God.
Her face was a mask.
That's so good.
So the mask looks the same as the face.
I tore her face off. That's what
Yeah.
he did. And then she tells him, "I gurgle never wore a mask." Herbie, joke. Says, "Watch it, Herbie. That's Sue's skin you have in your hand. Don't fling it
Oh,
from you like that. She may lose face." Well, kiddies, that's my contribution to the Crypt Keepers mag for this time. I'll see you next in my mag, Vault of Horror. But before I turn you back to the Crypt Keeper, some sound advice. Don't try to remove a dame's mask at dinner till you're sure she's wearing one. Or
So
you may be stuck with the cheek.
So he's pulled her face off because she
Yeah.
doesn't have a mask on. Oh,
Right.
That's so good.
That's
That is so
terrible.
good. That's just wrong. I love it.
Oh,
You don't want to be stuck with the cheek.
Mm. I never wore a mask, Herbie. Look. Oh dear.
So good.
Onto the text piece with little ads, Two-Fisted Tales. We looked at
Yeah,
that.
there's that great drawing again by Jack Davis.
Jack Davis, yeah. Picture stories from the Bible here. One of the biggest reprinted book ever until Marvel's adaptation of Star Wars. They're all through the Christian bookstores, and you can hardly ever find a copy of it anywhere anymore. Little bit of fun going on. It's still good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last laugh. It looks like it is Bill Elder. It says so right there. Little paper tag to the wall there. Ernie visited the doctor, but never expected the last laugh. Anyway.
Post-it notes before post-it notes.
Yeah. Matt says, I did that to my wife once. Tried to take her mask off. Discovered it was just my wife. It says,
And
Randy,
you're still
did
married.
you leave the cooker on? Thought I heard a fire engine. LOL.
Oh, yeah, that's in my place. I live like right next to a hospital and a fire station.
That ought to help you get some sound sleep.
Yeah, they don't run the sirens at night. So that's
amazing.
Small favors.
That's pretty considerate.
Yep, you just see the lights. Which if I happen to be up past midnight, I might notice one go by.
Yeah. It's like looking out at a neon sign, then a little flashing as it passes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Glad you're here, folks. Hit that like button. Chat's open if you want to talk. We're looking at some great Tales from the Crypt. Bill Elder is mostly known for his Mad work. Went into, I think, advertising after that. He didn't do a whole lot of comic work.
Look at the door and the shadow behind it. Is that all cross-hatching?
It is. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
all line
amazing.
work here.
It's the way you do it, folks. Forget your letter tint. Just get your pen and draw.
Well, when we were looking at those two-fisted tales, there were a lot of Bill Elder inks over John Severin pencils stories there for a while. Just beautifully done. Bill knows how to do the little details, too. That's why he was working on Mad, because he'd always put funny stuff back there in the background. We'll look at those probably closer to April. It's a little zip tone work here, just to knock it back.
Oh, in a few weeks, I'll have a new background. I'm moving. So.
Oh, right.
Yeah, moving in with my brother.
Oh.
Oh, right.
Okay.
It'll be easier to have him on the show.
Yeah. Absolutely. We'll have to do that, definitely.
Yeah.
This work has got a sort of a Wally Wood clarity to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yep.
It does look a lot like Wally Wood. It's not, but yeah, it does look like a bit.
He really found his niche with the Mad comics that he did, though. Just some beautiful classic stuff.
That telephone operator is a sturdy girl, isn't she? At the top right, on the right-hand page. No, not that one. Not that one. The other one. That one.
Yeah.
The other one's out now.
It is.
And
even though these were done back in the 50s, she looks like she hasn't aged at all.
Yeah.
More line work here.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Texture on that, and across the page as well. In the light when he's laughing, across the page on the bottom to that one you just pointed at.
Here,
that one, that there. Look at that. That's lovely, isn't it?
Yep,
that's fantastic.
Here too, beautiful pen work.
Brilliant, yeah.
Well, they were all feeding off of each other at this point, techniques and stuff. They were. I'm sure because this cross-hatching here looks like something Jack Davis would do.
Yeah.
And some of the inking here looks like something that Wally Wood would do.
That's right.
Mr. Seeley. I'll be a moment.
Was it Tales from the Crypt that had the one that was done from the dog with rabies perspective, where they put like the foam around all the panels and stuff?
I
Was it
couldn't tell you
one?
because I ended up reading all of this stuff at once.
Mm.
You know, so the Tales, the Vault of Horror and Haunt of Fear stories all blend together.
That's fair.
Right.
Yeah, Haunt of Fear has one of my favorite stories, and it has a ghost hunter going. Well, this shock like radio, not shock like TV news guy going into a haunted house and being like, "Oh, it's not haunted." It doesn't end well for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made that into one of the Tales from the Crypt episodes.
Yeah, they had plenty of material on that HBO series to tap into.
Yeah, they adapted one with Harry Anderson where he was a cartoonist drawing for EC Comics.
Cool.
And like
yeah.
they had always in the background they had Bill Gaines and what's his name? They always threw ideas back and forth between each other.
Feldstein?
Yeah, I think it was Felstein. And
Yeah.
basically in the background, like, screaming ideas back and forth at each other. Oh, so good.
Cool.
So good. And they like recreated the EC offices for like with a 1980s feel.
Yeah.
Or 1990s, whatever it came out. So.
He gets tickled to death by a feather machine. Die laughing, Ernie. Die laughing.
But look what he says above it. This was my family's story. The 8-year-old died from being struck by the truck. The baby drowned. My wife dropped dead at the house.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. And he's
So you
tickling him
almost
to death.
died laughing over your practical joke, Mr. Seeley? Well, now you will die laughing. Those capsules I gave you contained fish hooks, barred with little fish hooks. Oh, no. And now whenever he laughs, he's tearing up his innards. Yeah.
Oh, God. That's kind of gross. I like it.
So we leave Ernie with the little fish hooks in his quivering stomach, knowing full well that the dog will make sure Ernie gets the point, or that the doc will make sure Ernie gets the point of this gag. It's the barbed points. In fact, Ernie, his last yak will kill you. And now the old witch and her kettle, crawly, creepy cookery. Bye now. Whoops. Ernie just had his last belly laugh. A real rib tickler. Busted his gut, he did.
Oh, God. Oh, it's terrible. I love it.
Next, we have the Witch's Cauldron and the Morning Mess. Ghastly Graham Ingalls. At the height of his abilities. Just kicking it out.
You got a wonderful picture of the old witch there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think that was drawn by Ghastly.
It was. Yeah. It's real obvious. He's got a very distinctive style. We talked about him last week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did. I mean,
how much of an inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah. Wrightson did an amazing old witch piece.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The quality is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Second to none.
Yep.
And consistent as well.
Yeah. Beautiful spotted blacks here. Just excellently done.
It looks like it's on fire, doesn't it? It looks like smoke more than clouds.
Yep.
But it's fantastic. I can understand why Gaines only sold the entire story. You know, you were saying last week he sold the stories in blocks of whatever the page, like 5 pages or whatever. I can understand why you do that. I'll tell you what, I'd like to know how much you got for that stuff, or how much it's worth now.
At that, I believe at the time the stories went for thousands. Now they're pretty much worth tens of thousands.
Yeah. When did he sell it? When did he sell them?
Early 80s, late 70s.
Right.
Yeah.
When did he die?
Man, that's a
don't
good question.
remember.
Let me look it up here.
Just wondering if he sold them for his pension because he thought, well, somebody else will sell them. I might as well have them all.
Well, his family had
I'm-
money, and he made
yeah.
a lot of money from Mad.
Yeah, but you can never have too much money, can you?
That's true.
He inherited a fortune.
Yeah, he did.
So, William Gaines, American publisher, born March 1st, 1922, died June 3rd, 1992.
Wow.
William Maxwell Bill Gaines, American publisher and co-editor of EC Comics. Following a shift in EC's direction in 1950, Gaines presided over what became an artistically influential and historically important line of mature audience comics. He published the satirical magazine Mad for over 40 years.
Damn.
He is posthumously inducted into the comic book industry's Will Eisner Comic Book Hall of Fame in 93 and the Jack Kirby Hall of Fame in 97 and 2012. He was inducted in 2012 he was inducted into the Ghastly Awards Hall of Fame, apparently for horror production. But the man was a genius when it came to attracting talent. I think he was just
Oh, yeah, he was. He also
knew how
I
to
think
get
he
the
was
best
paying
of the best.
rates too.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sure he was. Yeah.
He also paid well, so he was.
Yep.
Yeah, then on top of that, he allowed the artists to like sign their names and like do little profiles on themselves, which other people weren't really doing as much at the time.
Yeah, something else somebody else said they thought of.
Yeah.
But, there you go. Yeah, but like we're saying, the quality of this stuff is incredible and so consistent.
Oh yeah.
And it's just beautiful.
Well, he inherited his dad's publishing business, and his dad started his publishing business. And I've got a theory about that we don't have to go into, but he started his publishing business off of the money he made off of selling all of his stock in national periodicals.
Yeah.
All right,
Because
that's
he
DC.
was, he was one of the ones who like pioneered comics, like
He
the
did.
famous Funnies and all that.
Yep, his dad. So he grew up in comics. William Gaines did,
And he hated
and
it.
he decided to start making comics that he wanted to read instead of writing comics for a small or a younger audience.
Yeah, because his dad died. Then he basically had I forget what he was doing. He was doing something completely different. And he had to basically come in and take over. And he's just like, I left this stuff to get away from all this. And then he's like looking at everything. He's like, he was educating comics at the time. He's like looking at it, he's like, this isn't any fun.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah.
And it wasn't an overnight success either, because he tried a couple of different things before they caught on to what they needed to do, or he caught onto that winning formula, and they started selling the heck out of these comics. So he just
then they just
kept
changed
doing
the
more.
name of the books to like Tales from the Crypt and all that. And it was a
moon, a girl, a romance.
Yeah,
was one of the titles. Yeah.
Yep, that was one. They had,
and I've got a collection of Crime Patrol, and there's another crime comic that he did before he switched over to shock suspense stories.
Yep.
Where he's gathering, you can see the indicators of what was to come. He had a lot of Jack Kamen, a lot of Joe Orlando in those books. Just real pretty stuff.
And he also had what was it? Like before it was Tales from the Crypt, it was like there was an issue of it. It was like Tales from the Vault or something like that. And then he changed it to Tales from the Crypt, like the next issue.
Well, I think he did the 3 titles so that there was always something on the stands.
Yeah, he did.
Of the horror line. Same thing with Weird Science and Weird Science Fantasy.
Yep. You stupid cat.
And there's shock suspense stories and crime suspense stories, just to keep that that title running. And suspense stories was blended together into one word.
Yep.
Black Matt says, sorry, missed the year he was born. What was that year again? He was born in 1922.
Yeah, it's 21, 22. So, yeah.
March 1st, 1922. Yep.
So he was 70 when he died then.
Yeah. He was a rather heavy person.
Yeah.
Yes. Big beard as well.
Died in his sleep at his home in New York at the age of 70. He'd been in ill health in recent years and used a pacemaker.
Oh, wow.
So Gaines' first marriage was arranged by his mother.
Mm.
He was married to his second cousin, Hazel Grebe. They announced their plans and divorce in August of 47, according to Completely Mad, A History of the Comic Book and Magazine by Manna Rodelbach. Gaines married Nancy Siegel in 1955. They had 3 children, Kathy, Wendy, and Christopher. They divorced in 71. In 87, he married Anne Griffiths. They remained married until his death in 92. Gaines was an atheist since the age of 12. He once told a reporter that he was probably the only home. His was probably the only home in America in which the children were brought up to believe in Santa Claus, but not in God.
That sounds about right for him.
But yeah, the man had an eye for talent. That's for sure.
Yeah, he did.
So he wasn't an artist or writer himself, just a
Oh, he
publisher.
wrote.
He wrote. He did
yeah.
write.
Right.
Matter of fact, that whole thing with the Ray Bradbury stuff, he was one of the ones that was doing some of the adaptations of
Oh,
it.
right. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Matt says he wasn't very old when he died, then very sad. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he was kind of young. But today's standards, he was definitely young.
Hail nerds. William Pace is in the house. Hail, William. Hope you're doing well.
Yay.
Thanks for joining us. We're looking at Tales from the Crypt.
That we
Yeah. Top of the head's a little off, but it slides under the word balloon anyway.
It looks like Gil Kane now.
He does, kind of, yeah.
Oh, he does. Maybe it is Gil Kane.
That'd be an old Gil Kane then, wouldn't it, in the 50s?
Yeah, it would be
Yeah.
very old.
Maybe it's Gil Kane's dad.
Could be.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, go with that.
Again, look, we were saying earlier about the being very wordy. Look at that fifth panel. He just managed to squeeze the guy's hand in and a couple of faces.
Yeah.
But, it's just so good the way that... I don't like the fact that they have to do that, but I admire that their expertise to pull it off,
Mm-hmm.
But then again, you could look at it from the other view. If you were the artist, you wouldn't have much to draw, would you?
That's true.
That's very true.
Get these pages done quick.
I'm sure he ran into that problem here.
Yeah. But he solved it, and it worked.
He did. Solved it like a master that he is, yeah. Randy, tell Will he owes me money. I don't know who he is, but I'm sure he owes me money. Haha. Yeah.
Okay, then. That was random.
Okay.
I love it. We're just going with that.
These stories, they're almost illustrated stories rather than comic strips, aren't they?
That's literally
Yeah.
what they are, yes. Yeah.
I mean,
And it's an entire...
So,
Sorry, Allison, didn't mean to step
so
on
they
you.
stole a lot of them from pulps. So, yeah.
Right.
Not just that, but they're complete in like 7-page stories. And these are stories that if modern day, they'd take over almost 6 issues worth of content.
Yeah.
And they've crammed this story down into 7 pages and put it in the book. There's 4 of them in the book in every comic. All of them most all of them with little twist endings to them that are on the horrific ones. They turn out to be a little gruesome.
Yep. And
Great
that's
twist endings, though. Yeah, look at the spotting black words here. Just great stuff.
Did you throw yourself out again?
A bit of dry ink here. Real thin line work here for this gray tone.
Yeah.
Probably comes across as a gray tone on the camera. But that's real thin vertical lines here.
Good Lord.
Is there another good Lord?
Yeah, yeah,
Yep, right there.
Good Lord.
Good Lord.
I love the
It's-
ink art on this stuff.
I think somebody did a EC fanzine that was called Good Lord.
Right.
Pretty sure
Yeah, that
they
makes
did.
sense.
Being visited by ghouls.
Great
Look at
expression on that guy's face. He's saying good Lord again.
He is. Good Lord. Always a static camera too. Look at that. Just really over the shoulder shots, even tighter shot here. Distant shot from inside the grave. Runs into somebody, or inside the cellar, I should say. Runs into somebody who brings them down even farther so that the ghouls can eat him.
Oh dear.
Sis boom bean. Stick him in the ash can. His bones are picked clean. Hee hee. That's the organization's cheer, creeps. No choking. And now it's time to put the fire under my cruddy cauldron and close the door on my reeking restaurant for tasty terror tidbits. Well, I'll see you next in the Vault of Horror. Till then, get your dime's worth. Read this whole mag over again. I dare you.
I love it.
Great stuff. Matt Black says, looks like we've moved from Great Scott to Good Lord.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that guy there, sorry, just go back a second. In the last panel, that guy looking back at us. And that's up there.
Oh, that's
there,
good.
sort of
That's very
saying,
good.
you know, like you're next type of thing.
Yeah.
Some more over here.
EC
Wow, look at
fans.
that.
By our weird science. We got to look at those soon, too.
Is that Wally Wood, that Ray Bradbury, that weird science?
Yes, it is.
It looks
Yep.
like it. Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it?
It is.
It's great the way you see. I immediately saw the explosion and then moved, and I'm in the spaceship coming away from it. Then,
Yeah.
isn't that fantastic?
Yep. Another classic Jack Davis cover here.
Yeah,
Kids being chased out of the cemetery.
really innocent-looking little kids
Mm-hmm.
against that madman with a knife. Yikes!
It's a ghoul. It's got little bones sticking out here, little, raggedy clothes on.
I wonder what he got paid for these covers. You know how much he got paid?
No
Would it be
idea.
$50, something like that.
I have no idea.
Got
I
no
would
idea.
imagine. I would imagine if it was around $50 back in 1951, 52, that'd be quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, probably more than a week's wage. I would have thought at that time of an ordinary job. You know, and if he's doing one a day,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of money. Or maybe he was getting 50 cents per. I don't know. Look at that! Wow, that's fantastic. That elder drawing there.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Melvin, you say you can't find Mad anywhere? He's
Shut up.
literally crying a river.
That's so good.
That's fantastic, isn't it?
It's great stuff.
Brilliant.
Jack Davis again,
Oh,
undertaking Pallor. Undertaking Pallor. It's the kids from the cover. Nice set of skulls sitting here.
And there's the shoe
It's
above them.
beautifully done. Yeah, there's
The
the shoe.
sole of the shoe. Look at that lovely cross hatching on the ghoul next to his hand, behind his hand.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The cloak, the
Like
ghoul
the sleeve.
next to his hand
Yeah.
to the edge of his fingers.
Yeah. This whole cloak here is great. So
That's
the
fantastic.
nice cross hatching there in the back as well. This is all hatched here. It's just line work. Beautiful toe. like the kids are sneaking a peek into the Undertaker's work area, morgue, for the mad scientist. The blood's all pumped out. Now what? He's taking down a big jug of fluid. I'll bet a nickel that's embalming fluid. I'll bet you're right.
Great hair on these drawings. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm going home. My paw's been sick. Stick around, Percy. Nice. Look at that
Okay, kid. It's not time
heavy
to
line there to separate fields. Beautiful brushwork here.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? That guy in the centre panel on the right-hand page, pulling back the curtain. Look at the cross-hatch on his waist.
Which guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Shading on that is just amazing.
Matt wants to know what's the price for a cover today. Whatever you can get.
Yeah.
And if you really wanted to be sassy about it, it's about half of what it was last week if you're working at IDW.
That's true.
I should say last month. I guess their new pricing structure's been in for a while, at least a month or so. It's usually a couple hundred to a couple thousand, depending upon what you negotiate with the artist. You know, you can't get a you probably can't get a Jack or an Alex Ross cover for under $3 or $4 grand.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well,
everybody else is about 100, 150, maybe 250, depending.
Yeah, I usually ask between 150 and 200.
Yeah. More great stuff.
Yeah, that stuff is really fun.
Nobody ever asked me to do a cover for them, so I just do my own.
My last cover was 250, but that was for a commercial client and not a comic publishing company. So.
Okay, if I was doing something for a commercial client, it'd be a bit more expensive.
Yeah, it was fun. It was good money.
Good
more
stuff.
cross-hatching here. More line
Kill
work.
the cat.
Yeah, did he kill the cat? It's out there licking.
Strange looking cat.
Yep.
What happened to it? Good Lord, it's dead.
Good
Cat
Lord.
died.
Yeah, it looks like I was licking up the poison or something.
Dirty double cross. This is poison. Well, I gotta go, Mr. Spock.
I've got a burger to eat.
Yeah. I think Spock fell for it. See you tonight. When he meets Grundy. He's headed for the cemetery. Good golly. Good golly. Come on. Surprise.
Good golly.
Gotta be dead by now, didn't you?
Isn't that on the sorry on the fourth panel, the second panel after the cat's dead, where it's raining in the centre on the left, the centre there.
Mm-hmm.
What a great rendering of the rain there.
Yeah.
And that the shadow of the brolly on the kid's head looks like a cap.
Yeah, it does.
Fantastic.
The umbrella here. Yeah.
Yeah. Really clever.
Kid's got a cap on right there. Yeah.
He does, yeah, but the guy above him, you could just see the shadow on his head.
I was marveling at the brushwork here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just to drive your focus right to where you needed to go.
Yeah. It's great.
And they're fighting.
Matt says, wow, the difference is fast, 200 to 1,000. I mean, $1 grand would be nice, but to earn a couple hundred for all that graft doesn't seem much. Well, you get what you can, and they pay what they want to afford, I guess.
Yep.
And the bigger reputation you have, the more sales they think they can get from you from that cover, the more they're willing to pay.
See, I could never do a cover for 200 or 1,000, and it'd be different. Understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you paid me $1,000 to do a cover, you'd get the same cover that you would if you paid me 200.
Right.
Because I can't bastardize my work like that. You know, you get what you get. You're always going to get. You're not going to get better because you give me more.
Right.
Which probably isn't a good thing to announce, but there you go.
But they give you more because they know their sales are going to be better for having you on the cover.
Yeah, but that depends if you're Jack Kirby, doesn't it? I'm not Jack Kirby, so they don't think you have to pay me anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why a lot of these artists, after a while, all they do are covers.
Yeah. Yep. What was it? Gil Kane did Marvel covers for 3 years or something.
Did a ton of covers, yeah.
He just did covers, didn't he?
Well, so Kirby always did a ton of covers.
Yeah.
He would do 10, 15 covers a month.
Yeah,
on top of his comic work.
But he was drawing everything else as well.
Oh, yeah. He was.
He's probably said, that was probably part of the deal. He probably said, you're not giving the cover to somebody else.
Right.
That's where the money is. Chew, golly. Come on, Chubby. Come on, Chubby. You'd never get away with that there, would you?
So,
run, Chubby, run.
Cover right there. Yeah. Chubby.
Oh. Splattering his head upon the shell corner. Oh, my God.
Tripped over a grave. He's dead.
Oops.
Look at the name on the headstone. That's Percy's father's grave. Yeah.
Look at him with his tongue hanging out.
Yeah.
That's very Jack Davies.
Yeah. There's a striking wind-up to a territorial creeps. Now the Vault Keeper awaits with his tale of coffins and cadavers, so I'll turn it over to him. I'll dig you later. Talking about digging, as the French bebopper said when he saw the guillotine, man, dig that crazy barber chair.
Oh, God.
Now we've got Joe Orlando, and he signed it, so we know who it is.
I think that Gaines had a genius idea with this stuff, and that was because he's hiring cartoonists, not illustrators. So there's a fun and a comical element to them, even though they're pretty gruesome. Imagine if that Yar panel there at the top was perfectly rendered like a Brian Bolland drawing would be. It would look really, really serious, even though it is because he's killing the guy. But you see what I mean? And there's always that like mad humor behind this kind of thing.
Right.
There's like a black comedy in it. That's what I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's part of what I don't know, but I think that's probably what he did. He got cartoonists rather than illustrators. That's just
well, also at this point, one of the biggest radio shows out there was Inner Sanctum, and it had this creaking door at the start of the program, and the guest host would always make light of the situation all the time, giving off really, really bad puns. Yeah. I think that's where they picked a lot of that idea up from.
Right.
So it was really a popular show back then. That in Lights Out.
I'm not familiar with those. So I don't know.
If I thought we could get away with it, I'd play some on Sunday, just because a lot of those old radio programs are amazing. Just crazy good stuff.
Oh, those are really fun.
Bill Cosby had a classic routine about when he was a kid. He would listen to, there was one Lights Out program that had to do with a chicken heart.
Yep.
That wouldn't die, and that just kept getting bigger until it, ate everything. And
set the couch on fire.
Yeah, one of the best comedy routines I think that he ever did.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, those are archived over on the Internet Archive site. They have a lot of the old radio programs there, and it's just fantastic stuff. They're all really well written and very well acted out. The old suspense programs, Inner Sanctum, Lights Out, all real spooky stuff. Great material. Well, look at what War of the Worlds did with CBS
Yeah.
Mercury Theater and all of the hubbub it stirred up. So you
Yeah.
can use people's imaginations when they're using their brain more than their eyes, you know?
Yep.
Is it
And then-
true people died because of that broadcast, or is that a myth?
That's a myth. Nobody
Yeah,
died.
that's a myth.
Right. But
They
people
had
were-
CBS was flooded with calls
right.
about people freaking out. And there were a couple of water towers, from what I understand, that were shot at, thinking that they were tripods.
Yeah, but they were also shot at last week before the broadcast as well.
Yeah.
It's probably
Yeah.
some cowboy down in Arkansas firing up after he's visited a still.
You had a couple people jump in their cars and drive like madmen to get away from where the Martians were attacking. But other than that, there wasn't any serious loss of life. A lot of angry phone calls into CBS. In fact, the Orson Welles narration at the end of the show was kind of it wasn't thrown together, but Orson went through and added a little bit to it just to let people know that they were just out trying to have some fun.
Yeah,
You know, and they hope that they were scared, but they hope they weren't too scared. But
was it? They did the he said at the very beginning of the broadcast that he was reading the War of the Worlds,
yeah.
and that was the only time it was mentioned until like the end.
Well, they broke in halfway through when New York was invaded by the black smoke. The guy chokes out on the top of the CBS building. You hear the microphone hit the floor. Then there's a dead silence for a couple seconds. And then the announcer comes in and goes, "You're listening to War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells."
Okay.
Because
They
that's
did
when the
do it
call
exactly.
started.
That's right.
That's when everybody was freaking out. Yeah. That, and there's a radio signal at the end of that too, where they're asking if somebody's on the air. Isn't there anybody on the air? Isn't there anyone?
Yeah.
That really freaked people out. But Wells did it on purpose to scare people. He did it.
Oh, yeah.
He knew he did it, even though he acted so innocent the next day at the press conference. And I don't know how people misunderstood what we were doing. We were just doing a dramatization. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No. He played all sweet and innocent for it, but he did it to freak people out. There's no doubt.
But he was in his early 20s at that point. He was just being a malicious brat, really.
Yep.
That's what he was. There's a great book out by the guy who wrote the screenplay, and it's not Terrence Howard, but it's Howard Koch. That's who did it. Called The Panic Broadcast. I don't know if it's still in print or not, but it's got his story, his viewpoint of that week of doing that radio program, and then in the end of the book, it's got the radio script in it for that broadcast.
Oh. They used to play it on the radio every year around here.
Used to be a
On
tradition.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was. I remember it must have been the 50th anniversary. It was 1939, wasn't it? So it was 1989. There was a magazine, and it had a cassette. That's how long ago it is. This is pre-CDs, people.
Yeah.
And they had a cassette as a big gift, and it was the entire broadcast. I've got that still somewhere in the archive somewhere. And it's really good, but you can. I don't know if it's because I know it's not real, but it's a bit hokey to think that you know what I mean. I don't understand how some people would think it was real. It's not that convincing to me, but maybe that's because I already knew it wasn't real.
At the time that they were playing it, there was a major Red Scare. Everybody was scared of the communists that was going on at the time.
Not in
World War
had,
or not communists. There was a scare going on. That we were about to enter the war.
Yeah.
We're getting close to entering the war, and we're still dealing with the ramifications of the Great Depression.
Right. And the way the program was set up, the way the broadcast was set up, it was set up like a radio program.
Yeah.
And like it was actually happening. So they had the fortunate or unfortunate luck, CBS did, to have its competitors running really bad programming at the same time. So folks would tune into that station, and I think it was a rerun or something, and they ended up turning over a couple of minutes into the broadcast. So
Yeah.
they caught the music while it was playing. Most of them did that were really freaked out. And they thought because it was a radio it was set up like a radio broadcast, that it was real.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
More Joe Orlando here. That shadow. Yeah, I've got the vinyl recording of it and the books and
On vinyl.
big, yeah.
Hmm.
I first listened to it off of vinyl, borrowed the record from the library.
Right.
Yeah. Real scary stuff. Well,
Joe,
to me,
Joe Orlando's style on this is really open for color, isn't it?
Mhm.
I know they weren't, but it's really lending wants some color on it.
Yeah.
Everybody's sobbing in this one. Sob, sob, sob.
Yeah.
We knock her off.
Reach for them. Cynthia helps
We knock her off.
shoves aside my skin crust, scoops out my
Oh,
insides, pushes them shrieking into my embrace. Cynthia has gone away now. The screaming has stopped. Yes, we were alike. She and I each waited. Each got what she waited for, only to lose it again. But what we lost was eventually returned to us. Roland's and Enid's twisted, suffocated bodies lie deep within me, pressed against my earth bosom. Now it is I who laugh at the others. For now, I know my real fulfillment. I wasn't like the others after all. They're all single graves. I am a double one. Our little black book ends on this grave note. Roland and Enid were punished for their crime, buried alive. Cynthia's corpse in our little grave rotted them happily ever after. So now, huh? Where's Cynthia these days, you ask? Why, she just wandered around until she found some other lonesome grave and dropped in on her for an extended visit. Bye now. It says, LOL, wasn't that in the original film, though? Not quite sure what you're talking about, Matt, there.
For
Sorry.
the world.
I wonder if the director took a dig at their expense. Yeah.
No, the War of the Worlds film came out in 1954. Was it 20 years later? 15 years later.
Yeah, George
Was
Pell.
it was it Raymond Burr?
Rod
Seen
Taylor.
it? No, Rod Taylor
Raymond-
wasn't in it.
Raymond Burr was in Godzilla, in the American recut of Godzilla.
Wasn't it
Yep.
Raymond Burr Ironside?
Yes, he was. And Perry Mason.
Yeah, Perry Mason,
Yeah.
that's the one. Yeah. Rod Taylor
wonder
was in the Time Machine, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And the
Yep.
Birds,
The Birds.
stuff like that. Very good looking man, Rod Taylor.
Mhm.
Raymond Burr's character in Godzilla was named Steve Martin.
There we go.
Yep.
Brilliant.
It's a grim fairy tale. Jack Kamen here.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So different from Joe Orlando's. Like I was saying, Joe's was open for
Yeah.
colour, and this has got a lot of black in it. Really meant for black and white, you know.
Really
Excellent.
illustrated. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at the horse. Sorry, look at the horse in the second panel under the shadow and everything. It's just brilliant, isn't it? Sorry,
Yeah.
Alison, you were saying.
Oh no, no worries, no worries. It reminds me a bit of Prince Valiant.
Yes,
It does.
Yes, yes.
Prince Valiant, really big strip there at that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge.
Cause I can't think of the artist's name, but he's like one of the greats. So
Hal Foster.
yeah, Hal Foster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big fan. I tell everybody, if you ever get a chance to see a comic art exhibit, you need to go. And if there's a Prince Valiant there, an old Prince Valiant, you really need to take a close look at it because they are huge and they're just incredibly beautiful. Yeah.
A big fan of Hal Foster was a certain Jack Kirby.
Oh
Yep.
yeah. Everybody was a big fan of Foster back during that time.
I was gonna say, I think just about
Real
everybody
popular.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with good reason.
Yeah,
Definitely the high point in comic strip art that everybody tried to achieve and get close to.
When I was going through some of the collections, and it's like every collection there was at least one panel. I'm like, oh, that's got to be the greatest panel ever drawn in comics. And like I go through the next collection, that's got to be the greatest panel ever drawn in comics. It's just,
Yeah.
oh, there's always something that was just like, oh wow, this is amazing. Oh.
Really detailed too. He drew incredibly large.
Yeah.
I used to have a picture of his of him at the board here.
Yeah.
I don't think I have it loaded in here. No, I don't.
It's
But-
probably twice up, isn't it? At least.
Yeah, it's more like 4 times up. They had to probably take multiple shots on the camera in order to get a photostat of it, paste it together. It's got to be, I would think, 24, maybe 28 by 48.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry for his stuff.
It really were works of art.
Yes, very much so.
His stuff is just so good.
Let me see if I can find it real fast here.
I'm being
Alright.
stalked by a little kitten.
Uh-oh.
No, he's attacking a pair of my sweatpants. Okay. That is not my feet.
Nope, I'm not seeing it right off the bat. So nope, I've got it here somewhere, but it's worth it anyway. More Jack Kamen, with floating heads. There's Prince Valiant right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
With a beard. Give him
Prince
pointed ears.
Valiant.
You'd think he was a Vulcan.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it looks like Mr. Spock. Prince
Yeah.
Valiant before he's had a shave that morning.
That's
Yeah.
this Mirror Universe Spock.
Yeah.
And you've got Jack Kirby behind the middle guy on the left.
Here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kind of hiding out back there.
Dig the grape. Come on, scram.
Beautiful. Without a border on it.
Yeah.
The grass work there
It's fantastic,
Great.
isn't it?
breaks it up real well. Oh, look at that. Breaking the panel border.
She's dead.
Kamen always drew gorgeous women.
Yeah.
It's like Romero.
Oh, yeah.
He had to really work hard to draw somebody who looked ugly.
That's a nice effect on that bottom middle panel with that pillar, the shadow on that pillar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
Really nice. Yeah.
It's a little bit of zipatone back here, just to break it up. Just a touch. Line work here. Nice.
Oh, she's woken up.
Sleeping Beauty wakes up a vampire. Ah,
Well, you know,
What was that? Only in the daytime do I sleep, chum. Sucker. I'm a vampire, sucker. Good lord.
yeah.
I think Gaines must have given the writers a directive that they had to have good lord in at least once.
Whenever they're
at least once in
surprised.
every
Yeah.
issue, or once in every story, there has to be a good lord.
Like Jack Davis always has to show you the sole of somebody's shoe.
That
Yeah.
or their tongue.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at the center panel at the top, the left page, the center panel at the top. Very Ditko nose there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
does.
with no line on the other side. It just leaves it open. Very Ditko, that.
Yep.
You can see that these people were seeing all this work and having an influence on each other, can't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Yep.
definitely.
Everybody was feeding off of each other. Well, that's my childish chiller for this issue, creeps. Hope you liked my nauseating nursery novelette. And now I smell the old witch pot brewing. The old gal is waiting to feed you foul fare and wind up my reek rag. So I'll be shoveling along. Ready? Hold nose, eyes right. Over to Ghastly again. Look at beautiful feathering work here done by a brush.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love this stuff so much.
I do too.
This is the best, isn't it?
It is.
This is incredible work.
Shadow of Death.
That's an ambulance.
Tilly really loved doing those establishing shots. You know, having just enough detail there to know what it is. You know, that lamppost in a silhouette, just beautifully done. A little feathering work here. Just gorgeous.
But not too much.
Yeah.
He's not overdoing it. He doesn't have like crazy cross hatching on it or anything.
Yeah.
Kaiju is very interested in I think Glenn.
Say again.
My cat Kaiju, he's since I can see everyone backstage and everything, and
all right.
Just moved, my kitten was just like, oh, this is something for me to attack.
You can tell he was a master of the brush.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
You know,
it's got a bit of a Gene Colan feel to it as well. So it's the people are very loose, aren't they?
I would think that's probably reversed. Gene Colan's got a hard influence off of him. Ingalls. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Colan comes in right at the very end of the EC material.
Yep.
I was going to say when this was out, Colan would be about what 20 or something, wouldn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So he's still be learning,
just breaking in. Yeah. Yeah, Jason sent me a speaking of past episodes on what is it, Comics by Night. We went through the Elsewhere material that John Byrne did.
Yeah.
John Byrne says that there's a major announcement coming about that material.
Oh.
That nothing will probably be out until 2026.
I hope it doesn't. It's not inked.
If it is, I hope it's Austin.
That'd be all right. That'd be okay. But when we looked over that and we saw that beautiful pencil work, I mean, just leave it like that. In black and white, uninked.
Yeah. By far the best work he's ever done, I think. Just beautiful work. We've got a couple of episodes on that in Comics by Night, folks, where we go over John Byrne's Elsewhere stuff. So,
and considering that it's like a labor of love for him,
literally, yes,
it shows you how fantastic his artwork is.
Speaking of great work, here's some beautiful silhouette work here.
Look at this. Look at the detail on his hands.
Yeah.
The silhouette work is so good. I mean, the shapes in there are just awesome.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was easier or harder for him to do.
I don't know.
It's just fantastic, though.
I'm kind of curious if he just like drew the characters and then just like blocked it out, just blacked it out, like give it any like real rendering.
Well, I don't know, because he's got the shadow running up and down this wall here too.
Oh yeah, I'm just
around the corner and around all of the texture.
Yeah, well, I think he blacked out then added in like textures and stuff. Like he definitely had to do it certain ways to get it so it looked like it was on a wall and stuff.
Right.
I mean, even the the last panel on the second page, with the heads like going up onto the wall and everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful work. It's utterly beautiful work.
Right to next to this really great detailed. Look at that. Who draws veins in the hands like that? That's just insane. With that finely detailed look.
Ooh,
Another
whack.
page.
Ooh, oh, it's so good.
All off camera. Well, not quite off camera, but look at that chunk. No sound effect needed.
Nope.
Choppy chop.
If that had been 10 years later at Marvel, it would have said thwack there.
It would have. Yep.
If I was gonna add a sound effect, it'd be like chunk, something like that.
Yeah.
I would listen to the stabbing from Psycho a few times and try to figure out what the noise would sound like. Kind of go with it. Or I might put melon.
It's another good lord. What happened? Good lord. Later, the morgue wagon attendants lift the body of the man who almost stole Lyra's business from him, and as they carry it to the waiting truck, Ezra gasps. For although the morning sun is shining brightly, the dead man's body casts no shadow.
Look at the way the shadow in the center panel is laughing,
Yeah.
but he's not.
That's so good.
Great.
Oh, he's probably got a little bit of a Nosferatu influence going there.
I was going to say that it's Nosferatu. That I think, yeah.
Yeah. Which is the neatest trick of the week, wouldn't you say? Well, that's my revolting recipe for this issue, creeps. Now it's time to put out the fire under my pot and close the doors to the haunt of fear. So toddle along, we lunatics.
Lunatics, I love it.
Till we'll all be back next in Vault Keeper's Mag, the Vault of Horror. Bye now. I said bye. Go on. Scram. Already. Yeah.
It's over. The movie's over. Go home.
You're still here? Yeah. Weird fantasy. Feldstein cover.
Yeah. And was it Tales from the Crypt with another Jack Davies cover?
Another classic Jack Davis with the man-eating clam. Yeah.
Yep. That's so good.
It's great stuff. Food for thought. Yeah, we probably have enough time for one more issue.
Look at that.
Another Jack Davis. Look at that.
Wow.
Beautifully
Yeah,
done.
that's definitely Jack Davis.
That's Jack Davis as well. Over here.
Oh yeah, this is definitely his cartoony stuff.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, that Frankenstein. Look at him. Just
Oh.
what's going on?
What the hell, guys? Really? You let him in? You let him out there again?
And those two guys in the shadows under the gate.
Yeah.
This is so good.
Just laughing, serving up bodies. Food for thought.
Wow, look at the face.
Yeah.
The fine line on the hair.
Yep.
Not fair at all.
Yeah.
Here we get
Look at that head. The angle on that's amazing.
yeah, we got Mr. Clean over there.
That's some great head right there. Yeah. Anyway.
It looks the panel above looks like a bald Vincent Price.
He does. Yes, he does.
look like a bald Vincent Price, especially with the mustache and everything.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh, that's so good.
It's incredible.
Mhm.
I was paralyzed, unable to defend myself. For God's sake, Carl, have pity. Pity is an emotion belonging to the pitiful. Eric, get in. Feed into the line.
Oh,
Oh man.
oh.
And
Good, yeah, good Lord. Eric,
good Lord.
Eric. Choke.
You did it, didn't you? You killed him. You knew. Didn't you hear what they said, Marta? They said it must have been practicing his act. Yeah. It's another good Lord. Look at that
Yep.
angle
Good
there.
Lord.
Lord.
Great stuff.
That's from Bald Vincent Price.
Without warning, Carl is helping with the dismantling of the big top when the main support topples. Good Lord. Yeah. He's dead. Two
That's
in a
a bad
row. The circus is jinxed. Look at that tail on that balloon. That's crazy. Somebody
the
get his
girl-
wife.
On the
Somebody
on the
get his
on the girl's face, the head at the bottom, is that wash or is it cross hatching on a cheek?
Here,
Yeah.
that's cross hatching.
Wow.
Real thin lines. Thin
So
lines.
fine. Yeah.
That is crazy thin cross-hatching lines.
Oh, he's paralyzed, not dead.
Somebody sent for an undertaker. Marta, I'm alive. I'm not dead, Marta. It was just a flesh wound. No, listen to me, please. Try to hear that what I am thinking. I'm paralyzed, Marta, not dead. They must not hear him. The undertaking assistant lifted his poor Carl into the wicker.
Oh Lord.
Marta moves forward.
Whenever I'm
Say,
looking
"No,
at
I'm
him,
alive. Marta. I'm alive, paralyzed, not alive. I'm paralyzed. Wait. Yes, ma'am. Please don't embalm him. Bury him as he is. He would have wanted it that way. Anything you say, ma'am. Yeah. Don't embalm him. Just bury him alive. Yeah.
whenever I look at the Bald Vincent Price there, I have his like piece from the Thriller song going through my head with like darkness.
Yeah.
Darkness moves across the land, the midnight hour close at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Right,
not
I'm
really a
so
Michael
mean.
Jackson fan, but I always love that song.
I know you can hear me. I know it. Please, I beg you, don't let him bury me alive. Lower the coffin. Even though the soil is shoveled down upon the coffin, Carl's frantic thought waves still come through to her and only her, to Marta, who turns and walks away down the path leading out of the cemetery. Marta, please don't do this. Please save me, please. Oh, Lord. Maker, save me. He's dug up later, though, so that he can be eaten.
It's a ghoul.
Body disinterred at local graveyard.
No, I don't think
Pieces.
they should have let. They didn't need this page. They should have just left him buried.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As if attacked by some wild beast. Well, he gets it double gruesome in the end, you know.
true. Also, they need to be like 7 pages long, so they're probably like, "Well, we're a page short. What do you do? Add in some guy digging them up and eating them." Like, yeah, that'll work.
Allie with the Ferris Bueller quote then. Yeah. So I only found out a few years back that Vincent Price was a white man. I always thought he was a black man.
Where have you
Oh.
been?
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, whatever. I mean, if you
Check
haven't
out-
seen Vincent Price
Check
movies,
out
I
Pin the
guess-
Pendulum and The Fall of the House of Usher.
yeah, they're both
Nice one.
those.
Classic.
The
original-
Raven.
Was
The
he in
Fly.
13 Ghosts?
It's in what?
The original 13 Ghosts? Was he in that?
I think so, yeah.
And The Tingler. Remember The Tingler?
Oh, he was in the
Tingler.
Tingler. That's right.
And then he was in, was it called Target, his last film? Where there was the
I don't know.
sniper in the driving, picture show.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I
You
don't
almost have to
remember.
look it up.
Yeah, I think it's called
I'm trying
Target.
to I'm trying to remember the one that was.
1968 it was Target. It might have been Boris Karloff, though. It might have been mixed up.
There was another film that
No, he ended up doing a lot of TV in his older
Yeah.
years. It's a
Oh,
big, really big cook.
I love him on the Muppets.
Oh yeah.
When Kermit has the vampire teeth in, and he's like, "Oh, that's very gruesome," and then he's like, "Yeah," and then he bites him on the neck.
Passed in '93.
Yeah.
His last credit was The Thief and the Cobbler as a voice actor.
Oh yeah, that
The Heart
was
of
on
Justice TV movie.
Was that Richard
He was in Tiny-
Fingers?
Yep. The last movie he's credited with is Edward Scissorhands in 1990.
Yeah, he's the
Oh,
father
yeah.
of Edward Scissorhands, and that
Okay.
Yeah.
put them together.
Then he did some voice work and a TV movie. It was in Tiny Toon Adventures.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think Boris Karloff might have been Target then.
He had a huge, absolute huge career.
Yeah, because Karloff, as I remember, died in 1969. So if I'm thinking that it was 68, that would have been his last film, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The Vincent Price movie. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Price had 210 acting credits on his IMDb page.
Wow.
That is a long and a good career.
Yeah.
Oh god. House on Haunted Hill. That was one of the other ones I was trying to
That's-
remember that he did.
The wife's favorite film,
Yeah.
favorite
And,
horror film. Absolutely.
Fly. He was in The Fly.
Yep. Help me. Absolutely.
Help me.
Great, great stuff.
Oh god, he was in Dead Heat.
The original Dead Heat.
Well, the one from 1988. He was in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Read, write, and draw. Dr. Vincent Price. He was the host.
Yeah, there I was right. It's called Targets, not Target. It's Boris Karloff, 1968.
Yeah, that was right before he passed. So yeah.
Yeah.
Another great icon of movies, Boris Karloff.
Oh yeah.
That on that next strip, the Pearly to Dead. Look at the way that isn't that boat really moving round there. You can tell, can't you? It's moving on that sea.
It's got a nice
That
angle
cra-
to it.
The cross hatching on that mountain there. Wow.
Oh god, he was Deacon Mushrat in Igo Pogo. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Had a sense of humor. Loved doing anything.
That he did.
This next story is by George Evans, who we've seen a lot of work from on the Two-Fisted Tales.
That boat is amazing.
Yeah. Look at that for a
Yeah,
while.
that's just amazing. The whole panel, the rendering on that panel is just amazing.
Yeah.
The solids to the cross hatching to the thin
Yeah.
lines here for the background, just beautifully done. Yeah.
Then you got the blots for the water.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks great.
It almost looks like
Signature
oil,
right there.
that water, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. A lot of
It's Kirby
Johnny Craig
dots. Kirby
pasted
Crinkle.
it.
They don't- Yeah.
Pearly to Dead. Pearly to Dead, Pearly to Rise, right? More line work here, just beautiful
Yeah.
here as well. That's all line work. down here too. Look at that shadow, light.
Yeah. And the bubbles, the air bubbles and everything. It's great, isn't it? Fantastic, isn't it?
So I love looking over the old EC stuff. It's like every one is a master class in illustration technique and work.
Yeah.
Everybody that worked on it was at their top of their game.
Oh god, yeah.
So Matt says he did voiceover for a PC game called Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, probably
It was an
archive.
undead DLC add-on. Yeah.
It's probably archive stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was very dead by the time that came out, so
Still lives on. Got his start in radio.
Yep.
Probably got his start actually on stage. So doing plays.
Yeah.
Real start. Yeah. It's a little bit of zip work here.
Wow.
I would have been tempted to have cut the teeth out though. But that's just me. Other than that, this is all beautiful little line work here. All here. This is all crosshatch. Yeah, maybe. No, that's a zip screen here. Back behind with a little bit of cross hatching here on the side.
yeah, some zipatels.
This is line work here though. Here. Again, thin brushwork, beautiful feathering. Work all through this. And line. Thicker cross hatching again, just like that boat picture. Silhouetted in. Really well done. Larry came out of the water alone with a grin, a grim smile on his face, and a story he'd tell Gladys so clear in his mind. Yeah. More shadow. Beautiful stuff.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah. Cross hatching here. Beautiful line work here back behind. A little thicker here for the shadow in the doorway.
His work looks like a British guy, really unsung, called David Wright. I had an article in Crikey about him. I'll send it to you. His artwork. He did a strip called Carol Day in the 60s. I think he died in 67. Really a missing work. I'll send you the article. But he's cross hatching. See the on the second page, middle panel, the behind the plane, the seats, in the top at the top.
Oh, here.
The seats there, and the way he did it on the mountains. That's how David Wright works as well. This could be a newspaper strip, couldn't it? The way this is laid out in the artwork.
Yep, absolutely.
You know,
definitely.
I'll send you both the David Wright article, and you'll see the artwork. It's absolutely brilliant.
I'd love to see that.
Another Johnny Craig paste in here at the end. Hey, well, kiddies. That's my yarn. The pilot of the seaplane waited around for Larry to come up for several hours. Finally, he shrugged, went through Larry's pants, extracted the money from his wallet, tossed the rest of Terry's gear into the lagoon, and took off. And you'll take off when you receive your kit from the EC Fan Addicts Club. Now I'll turn it back to the Crypt Keeper. I'll see you next in my mag, The Vault of Horror. Bye. EC, that is.
That's so good.
Good Lord, he's there again. Look, good Lord.
Yeah, another good Lord choke. Phil, choke glove. It's too late. Text pieces, letters page.
I kind of want to include a letters page in my comic.
That'd be fun.
I'll send you a letter.
Sounds good.
Then you won't have to pretend that you're popular.
Oh,
I didn't mean
mean.
it like I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it
So
like
hurt. Oh,
that. I wasn't saying you weren't. I'm just saying
How dare you?
I didn't mean it that way.
oh, it's perfect. Oh, very nicely done, Randy. Very nicely done. Oh God.
Bernie Craigstein here.
Wow.
Zip work, beautiful blocked out spotted blacks here. Look at that. Love that.
That's amazing. Granted,
Yeah.
on the last panel on that page, the woman's head looks a little weird to me.
Yeah, it looks a bit
Yeah.
strange, doesn't it?
It's a little
Both
tilted.
of them look a little weird to me, but it's all good.
Craigstein was really kind of an expressionist anyway in his work, especially in this stuff. He was always trying to challenge himself, I think, to keep from being bored. And they've written, who is it? Fantagraphics has got a great book out about Craigstein's work, especially during this period, because he did a couple of things. He did and we've talked about this before on the show. He did a story for Impact that we need to take a look at. They sent him a 7-page story, he returned it as a 9-page story. He went and
That's
took it and chopped it all up and added a bunch of panels for to show time beats. It's really groundbreaking as far as sequential art and storytelling goes.
I hope they paid him for the extra 2 pages.
I don't think they did, to tell you the truth. I think they were rather upset at him.
I could see that.
So they had to figure out how to put it in the book.
Yeah, I suppose there is that.
He didn't ask either. He just did it. Took a razor blade to the pages and repasted them up, and here we go.
Brilliant.
That's the story, at least. But anyway,
That's the story, and I'm sticking to it.
yep. Look at that near cartoony work right there.
Oof.
Yep. That's kind of cool, though.
Look at the illustration work
Yeah.
here.
I was
Blocking
just
zip
going to mention
right
that panel.
there. Yeah.
Look
Beautiful.
That
how
is that's so good.
look how long she is cleaning the floor. How long her back is.
Yeah. Not afraid to squash and stretch, as
Yeah,
John would
animator.
say. Yeah.
Yeah, it just works. There's something
Mhm.
unearthly to it, so it just kind of works.
Yeah. A little dry brush work in here.
Yeah, lovely, isn't it?
I love the
underneath Zipatone.
second to last panel on that page with her bent over there. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. The shape language there is great.
Yeah.
His background work is
This is great.
spectacular.
Yeah.
That where she's leaning over, it's very. It's up. You're up at the ceiling, aren't you? Looking down on that scene.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Wow.
He's moving his camera all over the place here.
stylistically, I'm sorry, Glenn.
No. Go ahead.
Stylistically, the last panel on the right page, the art, that one, the art looks almost different there to the rest of it in some ways. I mean, I can tell it's the same artist, but it's like it just looks a bit different to me, the way it's rendered.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Just
like it.
the more you look at it, the more you love it, though. It's interesting the way he bends reality. Like you said, the lady's back here, the face here, obviously longer than it realistically would have been.
He's
but serves
exaggerating,
the
isn't he?
purpose. Yeah.
And that
That's
on the
key to any good
previous
cartoonist, you know.
at the previous page, top left panel with all that black on it.
Yeah.
All that black really pushes your face into them looking out the window, doesn't it?
It does.
It's amazing.
All of the work here off of the light
Yeah.
source. That's all
Yeah.
cross hatching here.
Wow.
Steam zip, cut zip here. The gray tone for the steam. Look at that captain's face here.
Yeah, and the ceiling
whole
below
panel.
that panel. Ceiling
Yeah.
below that panel with the blocked in.
Yeah, that's really good.
Just amazing. Every panel on this is just amazing.
He does. He moves the camera everywhere.
Yeah, he does.
Definitely not boring.
slap there under the arm.
Mm.
Oh.
No good lords in this one.
Not yet.
Yep, not yet. Yes, her heart failed and her life faded with it. The boiling water overflowed the tub, pooling around her prostrate body, sinking through the bathroom floor. This must have been a great issue when it was originally out on the stands. It's crazy.
Yeah, the second to last panel there, right before the Vault Keeper.
Yeah.
Great.
That's great.
Yeah.
The tone. Yep. The only thing inked here is that guy's head. A little
Yeah,
bit of the
everything else-
water back here. Everything else is just cut out of zip.
Yep, looks great.
Really masterfully done.
See, it shows you his talent, because he's not afraid to use the empty space that we keep talking about, and especially in that second to last panel there.
Yeah.
When I say empty space, it's not totally empty because there's a zipper tone, but do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Anybody else would have put that head right in the middle of that panel.
Mm-hmm.
He's not
And
afraid
he adds to that. He adds to the effect that it's in the water too by tilting it. Tilts
Exactly.
that head. Tilts the water. It runs your eye straight to the last panel.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it is. Hee hee. Yep, kitties. That's my morbid marine offering. Ezra finally ended up in hot water. This is the first case on record, by the way, of a captain going down with his ship in the middle of a Kansas prairie in a cellar. And now I'll turn you over to the crypt keeper, who's waiting to wind up my reek rag. Remember, if you're a fan and an addict, join the EC Fan Addict Club. Buy now. And then they end with another great Ingalls story.
The Kriegsman artwork on the previous one we're just talking about reminds me of the English artist who just died recently, called John M. Burns with an S.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll send you some of his stuff. It's like that, and it's similar line work, and he does these flat colors. I'll let you see it. I'll show you. I'll send you some stuff.
Yeah.
Very similar. Probably be this around the same age as well, so they might have been looking at each other's stuff.
Probably.
Yeah.
That angle. Great angle here. And here, a little tighter shots.
It does. His hands remind me of Bill Everett.
Yeah. Real detailed.
Yeah, with all the knuckles and
yeah,
all that stuff going on.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Calvin reached for a knife. He placed the struggling lobster belly up on the huge wooden kitchen table and grinned down at it. First, we split you open from head to tail like soul.
Half baked. I might have guessed
Half-baked.
what's going to happen to this guy.
Think he's going to end up in a lobster pot?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, look at that. That's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
It's like Stan Lee.
Yeah, give it a second. It's going in and out of focus.
Yeah, that's me. It's all line work. Here. This panel is all thin lines. Yeah, I'll move my hand so it'll focus. There we go. It's beautiful stuff. Look at that.
Great sea, isn't
Yeah.
it? Really choppy and dangerous.
Yep. Perhaps to a lobster. Perhaps to a lobster, it is you. It is you who are ugly, Mr. Duggan. I understand it all along the coast. Other lobster fishermen are finding 2, maybe 3 lobsters in each of their pots for 2 weeks now. I've not found one. Calvin did not want lobster. lobster in any of my pots. There's some kind of a haphazard cross-hatching back here. Fish that needs milk. Oh, some more. This is all just delicate line work here.
Yeah.
Just like George Evans that we were looking at earlier.
Look at this. Look at the sea.
Yeah, I was going to
Isn't that
say the
great?
sea looks
Look at that.
amazing.
That bottom left panel, the lighting up to the boat, like it's like somebody is on the other side, the other panel. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's like there's a light shine from a torch or something shining on that part of the boat. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
But the sea looks really rough, doesn't it? Really dangerous.
It does. Yep. It does. Yep. Gonna have to move along here. I've got to get done right on the hour.
Okay. Wow, look at that. Oh, look at that whacking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It is.
Wow. And that car's really moving. It looks like it's made out of rubber or something, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Beautifully done. Look at that.
Oh no, what's it doing? Oh.
Into an accident. Pin squirming, his body almost split in two. As the overturned car caught fire and the flames licked at him and he screamed and shrieked and he was boiled alive. Broiled alive.
Oh dear.
I figured that's how he would end up, right?
Yeah.
A little sadistic bit at the start of the story. That's my story, buddies. Calvin ended up like the lobsters he'd been stealing. When I came upon his burning car, he was just about done. I was so mad. There wasn't a drop of butter sauce around. I'm talking about sauce. You'd better hurry up and join the EC Fan Addict Club. Remember, membership was limited. Membership was only limited to 57 million. Don't lose out. Get your full color certificate and your embroidered patch and your wallet identification card and your handsome lapel pin. There you are. For more details, read that EC column.
I do love that car.
Yeah, it's
Isn't that
great,
great?
isn't it?
It's
Really
so
weird.
good. Yeah, it just looks so good though.
Hardly no outline to it. Just all shapes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The tire blows out.
I just like that panel where he's got the axe and he's smashing in the boat. Look at that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that's
amazing.
really good.
Just wicked, yeah.
You broke the panel.
Yeah, I love the panel above with the boat with his knife in the guy. I love the way he uses the white and the paper for the sea, going up to the one above it, going up to the boat to lead you in, and the outside is in the black. You know.
Yeah.
It's all there.
The eyes immediately drawn to it.
Yeah. Wow.
And composition work is amazing.
Yeah. And yep,
That's it.
That's the one.
It is the one.
There you go.
That's the volume. There we are.
Tales
Tales from the Crypt, folks. Thanks so much for stopping by. We hope you enjoyed this look at this great stuff. Like, enjoyed it as much as we loved bringing it to you. So deeply appreciate you being here. Allison, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me right here on the Indie Comics Network. I try to stream on Fridays, and you can also I hang out with these kind gentlemen on Sundays. And I'm also doing my Kickstarter starting on November 1st. I put a link in the description earlier. I'll drop another one real quick. So I find what the hell I did with my mouse because my cat was knocking it around. Yeah. Give me 1 second. That is not it. Bear with me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry I'm taking forever. I just want the spotlight. There it is.
Okay.
That's from before, but it's the same link. So yeah.
Yep. Figured just pop it in again.
So it
Yeah,
starts on November the 1st.
November 1st at I'll officially launch at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and
It's Friday.
I'll be doing a show with Laurie Calcaterra will be on with me, hanging out, and Peter Palmiotti might be as well.
Cool.
I probably won't be there. That's my 2 a.m.
Yeah, I figured that's no big deal.
Yeah.
I understand completely.
But you never know.
Everything's always archived, though. See, watch
Yep,
it at
we
your
archive
leisure. So,
comics at work.
absolutely. Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on Amazon, basically, all over the Google internet thing, whatever it's called. And you can also find me on these programs on Friday with Randy on Friday and Sundays. If you go to Amazon, you'll be able to get most of my books on there, and certainly all of my magazines and stuff like that. But just put my name in Google and they'll find something.
There you go. And folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find a lot of my work over at arrowcomics.store. Make sure you look for the Shadow Kingdom while you're over there, and the Atlantean right now over on funmycomic.com. That is only got I think 3 or 4 days left in the campaign. The Atlantean #1. It's really a story that continues the characters and situations from the Shadow Kingdom. You don't have to have the Shadow Kingdom in order to read the story. If you like good sword and sorcery tales, I promise you will enjoy this one. As well as if you've never read Shadow Kingdom before, you definitely need to pick up this book and give it a read. In my opinion, I think it's one of Robert E. Howard's best stories that he did. So hope you enjoy that and pick those up. So, folks, once again, we want to thank you for stopping by. We'll be back here again next Sunday. I'm not sure what we'll be looking at. It'll be after Halloween, maybe a little Mobius.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, no?
Yeah.
Mobius could be good.
Maybe a little Mobius Inkle, maybe some of his science fiction Arzak material, some really crazy stuff. It'll be a good time in any case, folks, and we hope that you'll join us. We know the majority of our listeners are after the fact. We're archived over at the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel, and the Indie Comics Network YouTube channel has all of our archives. We've been looking at some great stuff over the last couple of years. We hope that you enjoy those programs as well. Go back and take a look. So, and if you do, please leave a comment, leave a like, any type of interaction that you have, even if you hate the episode, leave us a thumbs down, because any interaction with that on any of those platforms just goes to help our algorithms and goes to help us to be seen and recommended on their platforms. And we do deeply appreciate it. Thank you very much for stopping by. Don't forget Comics by Night, Friday mornings at 5 a.m. Also archived at all the places I listed before. More great comics to come, folks. There's so much of this great material out there for you to enjoy. If you love comics, tell people you love comics. Read those comics that you love. Remind yourself why you enjoy this art form so much and how great it is. One of the greatest, if not the greatest, forms of communications and storytellings, I think, out there. So please do that and go visit your local retailer when you can. I'm sure they'd appreciate that visit. So they can use all the help that they can get, especially now that it's entering the holiday season. Give comics away as gifts. So if you can, do that. And, graphic novels make great gifts. I'll tell you that. All right, folks, we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Deeply appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
You got to go. See you soon. He said, desperately scrolling. Oh, yeah.
Joke's on you, bitch. I love this shit.
Yes. Thanks for that. Where is that?
You want me to end the end stream? Or you probably want to run the closing?
I wanted to run the disclaimer, but I'll run the closing. I know it was here. I don't know where it went to.
You want me to look?
I was looking for it, and I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. Here we go.
And it was this desire to lead in gumball innovation that would change everything forever.
What we were trying to do was make the gumballs more orange, but what we did instead was open a rift in the space-time continuum, unleashing a godlike entity. You know, it happened.
It happened.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.